Hello everybody, this is Manisha. Today we are going to learn about VAT registration in Dubai, in UAE. How and what are the procedures layered by FTA for VAT registration. Registration, who is required to register for VAT. Now first question is, who is required to register for VAT? Every taxable person, residents of a member state whose value of annual supplies in this member state exceeds or is expected to exceed the mandatory registration threshold. Now there is a threshold which has been levied. 3,75,000 dirhams is the mandatory registration threshold, which is like the people who are earning more than this and this much has to do registration, and voluntary registration threshold is at least 1,87,500 dirhams. Threshold will be calculated as follows. Total values of supplies made by a taxable person for the previous 12 months. In the 12 months, how much supplies, the value of supplies which has been done, or total values of supplies of the subsequent 30 days. Value of exempted supplies will not be considered for computing the annual supplies. So any of these two will be the threshold. No threshold applies to non-established taxable persons. They may be required to register. There will be no threshold applying to them, but they may be required to register depending on their turnover. Turnover calculation. How do we calculate turnover? Taxable supplies include standard rated supplies, zero rated supplies, reverse charge services received provided the taxable person is responsible for accounting for the tax, and imported goods provided the taxable person is responsible for accounting for the tax. So what is taxable supplies? This is the standard, whatever the supplies which have been done, zero rated supplies, reverse chargeable, imported goods, whatever it is, it will come into taxable supplies. How to register? Where an entity is required to register for VAT or would like to voluntarily register for VAT, it should complete a VAT registration form. So there is a VAT registration form. The VAT registration form will be available via FTA's online portal. Once it is online, I think so it is online for the people whose registration is opened. So for them, the FTA's online portal, it has a VAT registration form. Registrations are expected to begin on a voluntary basis during Q3 2017, which has already started, and on a compulsory basis during Q4 2017, in order that registrations can be processed in good time for the implementation of VAT on 1st January 2018. During the application process, various documents will be requested to validate the information provided. It is advisable to have these to hand prior to starting the application, and copies of the documents should be uploaded with the application. Supporting documents will include such items as documents identifying the authorized signatory, example, passport copy or Emirates ID, trade license, other official documents authorizing the entity to conduct activities within the UAE. Following approval of the application, a tax registration number will be issued. After that, a TRN, it's a tax registration number which will be issued by the authority. The VAT registration form, how will that be and how we have to fill it up? It's just an overview of that. Simple process, approximately 15 minutes to complete the form. It's a very simple process. The form should be completed by a person who's authorized signatory of the business, director, owner, someone holding the power of attorney on behalf, like a chartered accountant or a CPA or anybody who is having the power of attorney or the authorized signatory of the person. Prior to completing the form, ensure you have considered the following. Are you required to register? These are the questions first you have to ask yourself. Is it compulsory for me to register? Are you applying for a single VAT registration or for a VAT registration as a VAT group? Have supporting documentation and information on hand to upload: trade license, certificate of incorporation, Emirates ID, articles of association, bank account details, etc. The VAT registration form will also ask you to provide details about your business. Now what all these all details you should be handy with. It all should be ready before uploading it. Description of business activities, last 12 months turnover figures, projected future turnover figures, expected values of imports and exports, whether you expect to deal with GCC suppliers or customers, details of custom authority registration if applicable. The FTA registration portal. How will the portal look like? It will be looking like this thing, somewhat like this thing. The first time you access the portal, you will be required to register your details. So you have to create an account, and after you register, the next time you log in, you have to log into the user account. You will be required to create an account in order to gain access to the portal. You will be required to do a sign up, email address, password, confirm password. I'm not a robot, you are a person. Select security question and answer and hint. This everything should be filled up. Then you will get a tick that this has been done. Thank you for signing in. This will become as part of the account creation process. You will be required to verify your email address. An email will be sent to your registered email address with a link which you can click to verify your details and activate your account. So once you open your link, like you've opened this thing, you got a mail and you opened it, it will be like, dear recipient, thank you for this thing, and this thing will be active. After the first time accessing the portal, you will simply be required to log in using your user details. So you just need to put email address and password, and then you can log in. Once you have logged in, you will need to navigate to the VAT registration form. How will you go? It will be like VAT excise tax. So you have to navigate to the VAT form. You will then be asked to complete the VAT registration form. How will that be done? About the applicant. First is about the applicant. On what basis are you applying for registration? Legal purpose, public joint stock company, legal person, public joint stock company. Do you have a trade license in the UAE? Yes or no? Are you also applying to create or join a VAT group? Yes or no? Are you registering mandatorily or voluntarily? Whatever it is, mandatorily or voluntarily, you have to put it. Then next, move out. There's a sign, save and next. You have to do that. Now next, about the applicant. This is being done. No, it will be like about the applicant, then details of the applicant, then contact number, booking, cash, the amount and all will be coming here. If you will be then asked to complete the VAT registration form. If you require assistance during completion of the form, use the